Hey everyone, I hope everyone's having a good day. Today, what we'll be talking about are online museums, which basically refers to virtual tours of museums that already exist. What's going to be covered is an introduction to online museums, museums offering online tours, because only some do, not all of them, and how to take a tour and a live demo. So I'll go through how a tour works. So what are online museums? Many museums from all over the world offer a virtual collection of some of their notable works as a way of making their art more accessible to the public. So many of these virtual tours are very interesting and they offer unique online experiences that you can easily access from your laptop, tablet, or computer. Online museum tours are a great way to get a little culture and education from your home. So pros and cons of virtual museums. So the pros are that many are free. You can enjoy beautiful art from your computer or your mobile device. They are all unique experiences. Most of the tours are different from each other, and they all have like various art and like historical artifacts. So they're all unique experiences, and you get to see museums from all over the world. So you don't have to travel or anything. You can just sit at home and look at all the stuff they have. And the cons are the experiences might have confusing controls, which is true. It can be a bit overwhelming to understand how to control the tours. You cannot always change the size of the text. Yeah, you cannot always zoom in or zoom out. So the text can be hard to read. It isn't as realistic as being there in person. And you need an internet connection and a device. So some museums offering virtual tours. So Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History. So this is one of the museums that offers some online virtual tours, and you can access it using this link here. And a fellow volunteer can share this presentation in the chat, so you guys can also access this link. Navigating the website. So there are a few options under tours, and those are current exhibits, past exhibits, museum support center and research stations, a few other Smithsonian tours, and narrated virtual tours. So I'll be showing these options in the in the live demo. And most of these tours have similar options. Yeah. And once you have launched a tour, in order to move around the exhibits, you can use the arrows on the left side that look like this. So these arrows you can see on this photo here, there's these two arrows down here. You can use those to move around. To move your camera view, you can use either your keyboard arrows or the arrows that go up and down. So these up and down arrows you see here, and you can also use the plus and minus keys to zoom out. And if you have any questions, you can click on the question mark. So you can see like this is what the Smithsonian demo looks like. It's just one piece of it. And down here, there's like a toolbar of sorts. It has different controls like this plus and minus for zoom in and out. This question mark is for info. And these four arrow options are to move the camera. So up, down, left, right. Yeah, so you can see it easily here. It's more zoomed in. This is like the info option. If you need help, you can click on the question mark. These left, right, up, and down arrow options are to move the camera. The plus and minus options are to zoom in and out. So if you want to look at like the larger area, you can zoom out. But if there's some text you want to look at and it's too small, you can zoom in. And the arrow inside the box will zoom in on the whole screen, and the arrow looking down will move the options to the bottom of the page. So this button here would just change it to full screen, and this one would hide the toolbar. And narrated tours. So the narrative tour is an option, option of a different format. Oops. Once you click on this option, it will show you a bunch of videos that you can scroll through. And once you find the one you wish to watch, you can click on the play button and you can watch it like any other YouTube video. So different exhibits have different narrative tours, and you could choose which one you want to watch. For example, this one here is on that elephant there, if I'm not wrong. So different artifacts or different like stuff they have in the museums have their own narrative tours, which you can watch. And there's a huge list there. So you could choose from one of those. The British Museum. So the British Museum also offers a virtual tour, and theirs is really unique. It's different from any other virtual tour so far. And to access it, you can use this link, which again is accessible from the presentation if you want, or you can Google the British Museum virtual tour, and you will be able to access this website. So navigating this website, it is fairly simple to use. Each sphere here represents an artifact you can look at. To see them, you just need to click on the little dot. So if you click on one of these dots, you will see a pop-up like this that says find out more. It'll show what artifact it is. And if it interests you, you can hit the find out more button. And once you do, it shows this box on the screen, which has a picture of the artifact. It has some text that talks about the artifact. There is an audio clip, which you can play. And one of the people who work at the museum have this pre-recorded audio, which talks a bit about the artifact, its history and stuff. You can click on the from option to see where this artifact was found, and it takes you to like Google Maps, and it shows you the location where it was found. Or you could hit like the related objects option, and it shows you every other related artifact to the one you have chosen. And if you want to look further back into time, so if you see in this picture here, there's like different timelines, like 2000 AD, 1900 AD. So if you want to go further back, you can, just one sec. You can like use these arrow options to go back, or you could also use the scroll wheel on your mouse. So like you scroll up and down on a page, you can do the same thing on this website. And there is also like a filter option on the right-hand side of the screen. And it has these options: art and design, living and dying, power and identity, religion and belief, trade and conflict. So these are basically filters. If you click on art and design, it's just going to highlight the artifacts that are related to art and design, and so on. So that applies for like each category. The Royal Ontario Museum. So this museum also offers some online experiences. You can go to their website from this quick link here we have on the presentation. You click on the Rome at Home title. So once you open the website, there's this ROM at Home, which stands for Royal Ontario Museum at Home. And you can click on this to explore all different experiences. So navigating the website, when you click on that option, many options will appear in front of you. On the right side, you can see all the online events. So there's this online events tab here, and it shows different online events. There is an option to filter the type of activity you want and the age group for it. After that, you can just click on the videos that interest you and enjoy. So you can see there's like this on-demand thing here. You can click on this and there's going to be a video there and you can watch it. And to sign up for one of Rome's free online events, you can click on the one you are interested in and add to cart. Once you have checked out, you'll receive a Zoom link by email to join at the designated date and time. So like one of those online events, if you click on them, it should be like this. It should say innovation and connection. And that's just the name of this event here. And you can buy tickets for it. It could also be a free event. And so once you do buy the ticket, you're going to get an email for a Zoom link to join, kind of like the one you get for cyber seniors. The Louvre. So this museum also accesses some online experiences. However, if you do not know French, this isn't going to make much sense, because I looked into it and everything on their website, like the virtual tour, all the text is in French. So you need to know French to use the online tour for this museum. And once you open their website, you need to scroll down a bit, and there's this option here that says Louvre at home. And under that, there's like 4 different options: stories, Louvre Kids, virtual tours, and VR. VR is virtual reality, so you need a VR set for these tours. And if you want to access virtual tours, you need to click on the virtual tours option. So navigating the website, once you click on the virtual tours option, you will kind of, I don't know if you can see this image completely, but this is sort of what it would look like. There will be 4 arrow keys on like the corners of the screen. So at the top, left, right, and there would be one at the bottom too. And you can use those to adjust like the camera view. There is also a plus and minus button, which you cannot see in this photo, but it's there. You could use that to zoom in and out. And on the ground, there will be like the circles of sorts. So I could show that in the live demo, which you can use to move around in the museum and look at different exhibits. And if you are in front of an exhibit, there's going to be 2 options there. One would be an info option, so it'd be like an eye. And if you click on that, you'll be able to see the info on the exhibit. However, the info is going to be in French. So that's the thing, you need to know French. There's no way to change it into English. I tried. And there'll be a magnifying glass option that basically shows you a picture of the exhibit, so you can just look at it more easily. So other online activities. On the Louvre website, there are also the stories and VR option. I'm going to hide this. To go through stories, you need to go back to the Louvre at home title and click on stories. After that, select the one you wish to watch, and a YouTube video would appear, and those videos are also in French. And VR. To go through VR, you need to go back to the tab, and like I showed those 4 pictures right up here, there's these 4 options. You need to hit the VR option, and you can view the VR content they have on the website. Other online museums. So here is a list of other museums that offer online tours, and these have their links here. So if the presentation has been shared in the chat, you can access the links by going to that presentation. And this is not at all a comprehensive list. There are many more out there. So if you have a museum in mind that you want to look into, you should search up their name and add virtual tours to your Google search. And if they have a virtual tour, you'll be able to access it. And now time for the live demo. So I have picked out the Smithsonian and the British Museum for the live demo. So if you don't want to use the quick links in the presentation, you can just go to Google search and type Smithsonian virtual tour. So I'm going to hit this, and I can see here there's this National Museum of Natural History. And if I click on this, I'm on their website. And here at the bottom, there is a menu option you can use. And so these are the options that were listed on the presentation that I said I would show in the live demo, the current exhibits, past exhibits, and stuff. And you can see them here too. So I close this menu. There's this permanent exhibits option, current exhibits, past exhibits, and a bunch of other options. So if I go to current exhibits, for example, and there's a bunch of options here. So these basically are quick links of sort that give you access to like the different exhibits in the museum. So you can actually access all the exhibits once you start the virtual tour. But if you directly want to go to one of the exhibits, you can use these. But if you just want to start it, you can just click on the first one. And you're now in the virtual tour. As you can see, there's this toolbar at the bottom. On the top here, you can see there's this map of sorts, and there's this ground, first, and second. So that just tells you the floor, what floor of the museum you're on. You can go to the ground floor, the first floor, or the second floor, and you can see all the exhibits here. So for example, let's stay on the first floor. And there's these bunch of small circles. I don't know if it's easy to see this. I'll try zooming it in. Right. So you can see there's these small circles of sort here, and these are different exhibits. So right now I'm here. You can see this green check mark and like this green, I don't know what shape this is, kind of like a pie. Yeah, let's call it that. So this green, it's a field of view, if I'm not wrong. It shows what direction you're facing. And if you click on different exhibits, like, which one do I want to go to? Like human origins, for example. If I click on this, and now it changes where I am. And if I close this map, I need to like zoom out. One second. Yeah, if I close this map, I can see where I am. So right now I'm at the human origins exhibit, and I can see here there's a bunch of information here. Modern humans have spread to every continent and a bunch of other stuff. And if I want to move, I can use these arrow keys to move left or right, or up and down, or I could zoom in or zoom out using these buttons here, like zoom in, zoom out. And this is like completely zoomed out right now, so I'm going to zoom in. So you can also zoom in or zoom out using the scroll wheel, the middle wheel on your mouse. So it's like scrolling up or down a page, except you zoom in or zoom out. And then there is this option, and I think this option just shows all the exhibits in the form of photos. So you can, instead of using the map, you can also use these to directly skip to those. And I know this is probably a bit complicated to understand all of a sudden, because there's just so many controls. And there's also a VR option on this too. So like the Louvre website had a VR option, and this one does too. All you need to do is hit this button here, and it says beta below it, so it's probably still under testing. And if you click on this, you can see it's split into two, my screen. And so this is only if you have a VR gear. And then this is like the full screen option. So now this has gone to full screen, and I'm gonna undo that. And this one hides the toolbar. So if I click on this, the toolbar goes down. And if I want to bring it back up, there's this small arrow key here. I could click on this, and this is back. And another way to change between exhibits is using these forward or rewind keys. So if I rewind, it takes me to the previous exhibit. And if I go forward, it takes me to the next exhibit. I could also do the same thing using the map here. So if I go to the previous one, it takes me to human origins expression. And if I do this again, it takes me to human origins symbols. Yeah. And here there's this picture. You can click on an exhibit, and the exhibit has like this camera in front of it. So let me just adjust it. Yeah, so there's this camera of sorts over the exhibit. You can click on this, and it shows you like the picture. And here on the picture, you can zoom in, zoom out, and yeah, that's about it. And if another way to move around in the museum is if you don't want to use the map to move, there's these arrow keys on the ground. You can see they're on different locations. Let me just hide the map so it's easier to see. They are on different locations on the ground. And you can use these to move around. So if I click on this, it skips me to here. And I would not recommend using these arrows on the ground, because they just sort of like throw you into the middle of nowhere, and then you have to figure out where you just went off to. So I would suggest like just using this map. And if it's small to see, you can just always zoom in, make it bigger. And like there's a giant brown sloth exhibit here. So if I just skip to this, so you can just skip to different exhibits like that. Yeah, I think that covers it. That's the basic controls. You can move your camera view using these arrow keys. You can zoom in or out, and you can use like the map to go to like the different locations on the website. The second website I'm going to show now is like the British Museum, because they had like a unique virtual tour. So you can see this is like what it looks like. If I go to Google and search British virtual tour, and here it is. It says Museum of the World, which is accurate, I guess. So if you click on this button, it brings the virtual tour up. It takes some time to load, so it's just loading and getting there. It's very fancy, I must say. But there we go. So here you can see like the different continents, I guess, like different land masses, and like the timeline is on this side. It's on the left-hand side, and all these circles represent different artifacts. So you can see there's this forward and backward option. So right now I'm going backwards in time. So you can see it's like 1400 AD. And if I keep going back and back, I'm in like 1000 BC now. And you can still see the yellow is for Africa, the red is Americas, green is Asia, blue is Europe, and stuff like that. So I'm going to go back a bit. These are the filter options I was talking about. So say I only want to look at art and design artifacts, I could click on this option, and you can see so a lot of those circles just disappeared. And all I can see now are art and design artifacts. So I can click on one of these, and I can see this is a ceramic bowl from the Bath of Roses, I guess. Okay, so I guess that falls under art and design. I could look at living and dying, for example. Just click here. So, and this one is the atomic apocalypse, which is a Mexican artifact. And if you want to remove the filter, you can click on this eye option here. So everything just pops back up. And for example, I can just open this now and hit find out more. And it gives me some details on the artifact. If the font's too small, you can always zoom in and it gets bigger. So here's some information on the artifact. You can also hit this option and you can play audio. You can hit this option and view where it's from on the map. And then there's a related objects. So if this has any related objects to it, you can click on one of these if you're interested, and you can look at that too. So this is also related to death, I guess. That's why it's related. And you can read this information or listen to the audio and stuff. And if you want to move around, like navigate and stuff, you can either use the scroll wheel, because like other websites use scroll wheel for zoom in and out. Here you can use it to go front or back. And yeah, I think that's about it for the live demo. Right, and thank you for listening. If you'd like to learn this lesson with a Cyber Seniors mentor, please go to our website or call 1-844-217-3057 to register for a one-on-one phone or web session.